Picture this. You're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by sharks. But have no fear, you are safe. Unless we do this, or even this. Now you have two options. You can either patch up the boat, or stay put, let the boat sink, and get brutally devoured by sharks. That's the response we as human beings have been taking regarding planet Earth and climate change. Our friend, Dr. Alice DuVivier, a polar climate scientist at the National Center for Atmospheric Research, known as NCAR, in Boulder, Colorado, can explain.
The types of climate change that we're experiencing right now are caused by human activities and the emission of greenhouse gases.
This human activity includes the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, animal farming, and several other industrial productions. Consequently, this has led to a negative impact on ecosystems and animals all around the world.
There are natural things that can change our climate, so things like volcanic eruptions can change the climate by shooting aerosols very high in the stratosphere. There are also changes that can happen in the Earth's orbit. Those happen over tens or hundreds of thousands of years. There are changes in solar radiation, but again, those happen on pretty long timescales. And we've been able to measure that, and we know that that hasn't changed recently. So really what's making the recent changes happen is the human element and what we're adding to the atmosphere. And what makes it really unique is the rate at which it's happening. There have been times in the past when it's been warmer than it is now, or it's been a lot colder than it is now, or there's been as much CO2 in the atmosphere as there is now. But the difference is that that happened over tens to hundreds of thousands or millions of years, not over the last about 150 years as we've observed recently. And it's that rate of change that makes me really concerned.
Long story short, our collective boat is sinking, and quickly. So what are we doing?
My work is the type of fundamental research with climate models that helps inform policymakers about what might happen with the different choices we make. So in that sense, my work has provided data about what might happen with climate change. I don't feel like I personally have the answers that are the whole puzzle, like what we can do, but I work on pieces of that puzzle.
Globally, there have been strides towards normalizing concepts such as net zero emissions or limits in global mean temperature increase. Some nations are actively working to reduce emissions at a large scale. Sometimes the actions are more local. In the United States, the town of Burlington, Vermont now runs entirely on renewable energy. Other locations such as Georgetown, Texas, and Aspen, Colorado are pushing to do the same. Great, so some places are making some changes. A select few are doing all they can to keep our boat operational. However, these areas only have so many repairs to go around. We need to be doing more, globally and locally. Unfortunately for us, change can start with you.
But I do think that it would be helpful that people at least have a basic understanding of science and how it works. My experience, at least, is that schools emphasize physics, chemistry, and biology, but they don't really delve into Earth system science. Earth science is incredibly complex because you're kind of at the union of physics and chemistry and biology.
Taking some time to learn about the Earth not only helps you understand what's happening, but it also allows you to articulate to others how important it is that we protect our planet. Educating ourselves about the climate crisis is an essential first step, but the actions we take using that knowledge is even more important.
I think the immediate thing to do is that people can take their own individual actions to build some of that momentum and prevent the climate anxiety from being completely overwhelming. I think it's more important to do just a little bit. I bike almost everywhere. I have solar panels on my house. I try to limit my energy and water usage. I limit my air travel whenever possible.
These are only some of the many small steps you can take to help fix our planet. We urge you to repair our boat. There is no other option. Everyone is in this together, and it is up to us to work together to mend our planet. No action is too small. Every restoration counts. Will you join our collective efforts to keep our planet afloat?